Now, before I kick this review off, there's two things I want to go ahead and state right now. First, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who waited patiently, who wasn't nagging me about episode reviews or what I thought about this episode or that episode, and messaging me privately about that. I thank you. To all you people who were nagging me and bugging me and asking me questions about what I thought about this episode and that episode, no thanks for you. You get nothing because you're impatient, and that's what impatience gets you. No thanks, jackasses. The second thing I wanted to go ahead and state is that I picked a great time apparently to go on hiatus because not only did we end up getting a week with no Dragon Ball Super episode at all, but also 2 of these episodes I barely have jack shit to say about. So because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and review episodes 58 through 60, 3 episodes, in one review, one video. I mean, it's going to be 3 separate reviews, but all in one concise video. So, review starting now. Episode 58 starts with Zamasu intimidating the shit out of Zuno, saying like, hey, tell me everything about the Super Dragon Balls. I want to know every goddamn thing, and he tells him every goddamn thing. Next, our main characters sit around eating and just pretty much discussing everything we, the audience, have already learned, and they kind of just put all the pieces together and go, oh shit, Zamasu is gonna do all this shit that we've already figured out. We need to go stop him. And then the episode ends with them confronting Zamasu right as he was about to kill Gowasu. This episode it wasn't good. It was not good, but it was not bad. Really, it's an episode that kind of just needed to exist to get the plot moving. There's nothing that did really particularly wrong or particularly right. I mean, the Zamasu Zuno stuff was like really great. Like, I love that. Like, that was great stuff. I thought there was like a really cute scene with Future Trunks talking to Loli Mai about like, oh yeah, I saw your future self and blah blah blah. And you know, that was a cute little emotional scene between them. Everything though at the dinner table where these characters are just like, because this takes up over half the episode, or maybe it just takes up half the episode, I'm not remembering correctly. It probably just takes up half the episode, and they're just talking and talking and talking about all the things that we already know, and they're very slowly putting all the pieces together, and it's like, I felt like this could have been done in a way more concise fashion. It was just, that second episode was so boring, because I'm like, I know all this. Just fade out transition and fade back in of them going, okay, so we figured out that Zamasu's gonna do this. Let's go fuck up Zamasu. Like, we didn't need to see them go through the motions of figuring it out and putting these pieces together, because we'd already seen the pieces. And we, the audience, have probably already figured it out. At least I figured it out. I know Agro figured it out, so it was just an episode of watching them figure it out, as we already knew. So yeah, not a bad episode, not a good episode by any means. It's just, it existed, and it was necessary to exist to move the story forward. Thank God I didn't have to do a full episode review of this, because Jesus Christ, I could not have squeezed like 5 minutes out of this, even. Now, episode 59. Our main characters go and talk to Gowasu and Zamasu, and they leave, and they're like, yep, that Gowasu, or that Zamasu, he's totally gonna go and kill Gowasu. Need to keep an eye on him. Kid Trunks, punches Future Trunks until he stops being a bitch. Then Zamasu, as everyone expected, kills Gowasu. Whisk does his temporal do-over. Beer steps in, fucking just kills out Zamasu outright, and the future is saved, supposedly? That's what Beers is claiming, at least. End of episode. Once again, another okay episode. Not really good, not really bad. My biggest problem here, unlike the last episode where it was like the last half was kind of unnecessary, like to me, like the first fourth of this episode was just completely superfluous. It was just them like showing up, having like an awkward conversation, and then fucking off. Yeah, I mean, it has like that whole scene of like, oh, well, we were near him, so we know, we read his key, and we could tell that he has a murderous intent. It's like, did we really need to see them like have this conversation, have this awkward dialogue? I felt like this scene only existed because they wanted to have a cliffhanger at the end of the last episode of Zamasu being face to face with everyone else. So I felt like that whole intro bit was just so unnecessary. They could have just been in the middle of space, and they could Beers and Whisk could have been like, yep, I can totally sense this guy's murderous intent. He's gonna try and kill Gowasu. And it would have had the exact same effect. Like, we did not need to see, like, that whole little conversational bit. It just felt like padding, like they were trying to pad out the episode, as if they didn't have enough material, which sucks, because it did have enough material. Because you had Trunks v. Trunks. You had, like, Kid Trunks, who was, like, trying to give a pep talk to Future Trunks, and he does this by basically yelling in his face and punching him, but the punching is all off screen. Like, it's nighttime, he's yelling at him. When they cut back, they're both kind of scuffed up, and it's daytime. It's like the morning. It's like, has Kid Trunks just been punching Future Trunks in the face? Have they just been, like, tussling this entire time? Like, that would have been kind of cool to see, but we never get that. And it was just a huge disappointment, because it's like, that would have been really great. That I felt like would have been a really great character, like, interaction moment for Kid Trunks to Future Trunks. Like, what we got was good. It could have been a lot better if we actually could have seen more of that instead of just this fucking pointless dialogue that we got in the beginning. So that was, Also, they got Super Saiyan Kid Trunks' hair wrong. Like, they drew it weird. Don't know how many people noticed that. I did. I thought it was weird. Now, something that isn't bad or good, just kind of worth noting, is we find out that Black isn't immortal. They make the point to state that in this episode. He is not immortal. Kind of an interesting factoid, considering we know Zamasu is immortal, but Black is still mortal. That was an interesting thing to know, and I guess just like, he's okay just being mortal. Like, he just likes having that Goku body, and goes, nah, fucking mortality. I'm like a fucking demigod now, who gives a shit? Now, two things I really liked in this episode, like to me, besides like the Trunks and Trunks interaction, was, they're waiting for Zamasu to make his move, and he just outright, like, kills Gowasu, and it's just like, shit, guys, you just watched that happen. But, like, and you're kind of wondering, like, what the hell's gonna happen, and then because I had completely forgotten about this, because I wasn't even thinking about it at the time, and really good on, like, Toriyama, and really good on, Toei, whoever was responsible for how this scene played out, for remembering Whis' temporal do-over, where he just kind of clicks his staff and just sets it back 30 minutes, like, okay, better go save him, we don't have a lot of time. Like, that was great. I love that, because, one, it shows that wasn't just, like, a one-time gimmick bullshit thing. It kind of makes it feel, like, a little bit more relevant now, because, like, I don't know, because if it had only shown up in this arc, it would have felt like some gimmicky bullshit. Well, kind of like how it felt like gimmicky bullshit in the Resurrection F arc, but now I feel like it kind of validates it being used in Resurrection F arc, so that way they can surprise you with it in this. Now, if they keep using the fucking temporal do-over every goddamn arc or whatever, then it's going to be stupid, then I'm going to hate it, and then it's just going to be a fucking stupid, get out of jail free card for this series, and it'll piss me off. But right now, as it stands, that first time using it and this time using it, that is a great use of that, and I hope it never shows up again. Something else I thought was fucking fantastic was Beers did things! He did it! He killed a motherfucker! It was great! Oh my god, just, like, them showing up to confront Zamasu, and just Beers stepping in, it's like, no, none of this, and just, Zamasu goes to, like, kill Beers, and then Beers just grabs his hand, twists his fucking wrist, and just disintegrates him. I'm like, oh, shit, son. So, yeah, honestly, like, I take it back. Like, I said it was an okay episode or a middle. No, this is actually a good episode. It's just, that first fourth was kind of bad, and the whole not showing the Trunks confrontation thing, that was kind of gay. Everything else, though, was actually pretty damn good. So I take it back. This is pretty damn good. I liked this episode. And now, finally, episode 60. Future Trunks is all doubtful of Beers. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, the future didn't get fixed the last time I did this. I don't think it's going to get fixed this time. I'm pretty sure my future's all fucked up. And, Beers is like, no, don't worry. Like, I'm a god killing another god. Like, it's going to be different this time. And Trunks is like, I don't know, man. I don't think that's how that works. And, they return to the future with Bulma for reasons. When they get there, they find out Maya had gotten her, like, ass kicked and was dying, and Trunks, gives her, like, mouth-to-mouth senzu bean. She gets all better, then Black and Zamasu show up, and then Black reveals that he was Zamasu the entire time. Episode end. Okay, there was a lot to really like in this episode specifically. Like, it really got me hyped for the next one. It starts off, Trunks having a lot of concern. I felt like that whole conversation was a little dragged out. Could have been a little bit, better paced, but whatever. No big deal. The real highlight of this episode was really Trunks, like future Trunks talking to Kid Trunks about how fucked up his future is and how his timeline's completely different. And then, like, when they go off to leave, Trunks, like Kid Trunks giving future Trunks a pep talk. It's like, yo, kick his ass, me. You can do it. Woo! Like, that was awesome. Love that. Like, seriously, like, every time those two get to interact, it's like some of the best moments of this arc. Because, like I've said before, Super does character interactions so goddamn well. And, when you got, like, Kid Trunks and Future Trunks together, it is fucking fantastic. Really wish Future Trunks would have snuck along or Kid Trunks would have snuck along into the future and shown up, like, kind of interfered in the fight or something. That I felt would have, kind of benefited Kid Trunks' arc in this arc. But, I'll take what I can get, I guess. I mean, it's better than nothing. Technically, this is the best treatment Kid Trunks has ever had in this fucking franchise. Well, outside of movie 13, like, this is the best treatment Toriyama has ever given fucking Kid Trunks. So that was nice. But yeah, it wasn't too nice though. Bulma coming along. Shit, man. I don't know how I feel about that because, I feel like this is gonna be used to just like, oh, Bulma's in peril. Oh, Vegeta's gonna get a rage boost. Hopefully that's not the case. Really hope not. Because one, that's gonna be a fucking retread of Battle of Gods, and two, I didn't like what had happened in Battle of Gods. So hopefully Bulma stays out of the way and she really is just there to pilot the time machine back. Even though Trunks could have easily been like, hit this button. I already set the time for you. I mean, Cell was able to figure it out. Why couldn't they? Another scene that I thought was really well executed was the Trunks-Mai sort of kiss. Because, Mai's, pretty much dying, and Trunks, like, chews up a senzu bean and basically feeds it to her, via mouth. And it is, like, this kind of cute scene. In fact, like, it is such a cute, well-done character moment that I honestly would say, I honestly don't believe, like, Toriyama wrote it. Like, I feel like this is, like, Toei's staff taking liberties. At least that's what I would think, if it wasn't immediately followed up with Goku going, oh man, you, like, put your mouth to her mouth, that's weird. And Vegeta being like, you're married. And Goku going, so? And it's like, really? Goku's never kissed Chi-Chi. Like, on the lips. Like, I mean, like, I know we've never seen it, but we've never seen anybody fucking kiss on the lips in this damn show. So, in this damn franchise. So, it's kind of weird to think that Chi-Chi and Goku have never, especially, like, Chi-Chi, because I imagine Chi-Chi's gotta be, like, I mean, like, during the tournament, like, after they got engaged, the first thing she does is, like, kiss him on the cheek. But, like, I imagine, Goku's put her dick in her, man. Like, Goku has been balls deep in Chi-Chi. He hasn't that poor neglected woman. Oh my god. And apparently this is like some sort of like big thing now. People were like freaking out about like, what do you mean Goku's never kissed Chi-Chi? I mean, we've never seen it, so so I mean, I guess I can't argue with it. I feel horrible for Chi-Chi. I feel sorry for this poor sexually deprived, sexy, fictional character. Girl needs some lovin'. I wish I were fictional too, so I could give it to her. Anyhow, after that though, they have, they sense Black and Zamasu's key, and they go to confront them, and then Black is just like, oh no, like, I'm not like a fake Goku, this is like the genuine article Goku. Also, I'm Zamasu. And it's like, what the fuck? And then it ends. Cliffhanger. To be revealed in episode 61. And I am certain that given the quality of this arc, they are not going to completely fumble and drop the ball. Yes, there have been a few things in this arc that have been less than stellar, but I am certain that in the very next episode, I am going to be completely satisfied with the explanation that they give, and that it's going to tie everything together, and this big reveal that we have been waiting this entire arc for, that this entire, like, really is the crux of this entire story, will make perfect sense and won't be fucking retarded. It won't send me into a drunken flurry of anger and profanity. I'm sure none of those bad things I just said will happen, and only those good things will happen, because I am a good person who deserves good things. Till next time, guys, Zeon, out.